Let's go! Come on! Like our friend Bernardeschi saying, why am I standing up? Because Filip Kostic is a Juve player, second Serbian player of the team. Why am I standing up? Again, because the video has already been recorded or everything was already done. And in the meanwhile, we had the announcement of Romeo Agresti that we have a player that is able to play on the left. So he will be today in Torino, afternoon or night. Here we fly. We will try to track the plane of Filip Kostic a bit later. Enjoy. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. -4 before Milan Udinese, before Lecce Inter, but most importantly -6 before Juventus Sassuolo. We have a lot of things to cover in that video because Juventus at the moment is not complete. We have to speak about players that will probably leave Juventus. We'll speak about players that probably will join Juventus to be ready for that game, or at least for the games that will follow in August. Some players will not be part of the team because they are already injured. Also that we have to make a point of. So we start immediately after you putting a maximum of like. And guys, put the maximum of like. You have to make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button, that like button, because it's like football. If you want to hit, if you want to score, you have to put that button. So do it. We start immediately with Adrien Rabiot, that was in all the front pages of England and Italy yesterday, with Fabrizio Romano confirming this morning that Manchester United is in direct contact with Adrien Rabiot and his mother Veronique, that will play a central role in what we will say in a few seconds to negotiate the personal terms. Apparently, Juventus and Manchester United already agreed on the value of the player, the money that Juventus will receive to sell Adrien Rabiot 1 year before the end of his contract, but now they have to speak with Veronique, and apparently the papers are not that confident because they are saying that it's quite difficult, and that's why Erik ten Hag is also involved in the discussion after the loss in the first game of Premier League. Erik ten Hag, he wants a physical player. Tuttosport is confirming the news of Fabrizio Romano, saying that United is calling Juventus. United chiama la Juve, in arrivo 15 milioni, arriving 15 million, and we are speaking about pounds and not euro. So in euro the value will be even higher, around 17-18 million euro for the Frenchman. Something totally unbelievable a few weeks ago, because we were all thinking that there was the possibility of Rabiot leaving. A bit less sure when Pogba had his injury, but 15 million, something that no Juventini on earth was believing in it. But they are also confirming and saying and repeating Mamma Rabiot. But pay attention to the mother of Rabiot. Star Sport from England, front page with Adrien Rabiot, squeaky mum time, because you also see the picture of Veronique that is not smiling on that picture. They are saying that United is desperate, and if you are going inside, you see desperate United make shock 15 million pounds for Rabiot. But again, repeating that it can be really difficult to negotiate with the mother. We have to admit, and being really objective, that Juventini, they all heard the story about Adrien Rabiot's mom, that it was a difficult person to negotiate, but also to have in the environment around your club, because of her statements, because of her special request about her blaming the coach and the team when her son was not playing. We have to be honest, in 3 years of Adrien Rabiot, the Frenchman at Juventus, we never heard any story. So big respect for that, and hopefully if Rabiot has to leave, Mama Veronique Rabiot will be a really good mood, will smile a bit better, and she will make sure that it will be a smooth transaction. We continue because we have a lot of things to say, not only about Rabiot but also about the other players. Some players that will not be able to play that first game versus Sassuolo. La Juve perde pezzi. Corriere dello Sport is saying that Juventus is losing pieces of that beautiful puzzle, a puzzle that was already incomplete, but if on top of that you are losing some puzzle pieces like Pogba, like McKennie, and on top of that yesterday our goalkeeper that saved a penalty versus Atletico Madrid, we are speaking about Szczesny that could be stopped for 20 days. Pay attention, Szczesny stop, in porta va Perin. Szczesny will be stopped because he has a muscular injury. again a muscular injury, something that we heard too much in 21-22. We already have 8 players that are injured at Juventus, and this is a drama. Perin will cover the goal role for 3 games at least: Sassuolo, Sampdoria and Roma, maybe potentially also the 4th one versus Spezia. So the month of August will be the month of the number 36 and not the one of Szczesny. Disaster. I already told you 8 players will miss the first game between injuries and the players that are suspended. We are speaking about Rabiot and Keane as suspended players, but also Chiesa, Caio Jorge, McKennie, Pogba, Szczesny on top of that, and we have, I believe that I mentioned all of them. So 8 players that will miss the first game of Serie A. It's not ideal if we want to start not like last year, but better than last season. Tuttosport, Max, check Kostic per te. After the bad news of Szczesny, we have finally a good news, because today could be the Kostic day. So put that notification ring on, because at any moment of the day, we could go live with the Kostic arrival, or here we fly with Szczesny. No, Szczesny, what Szczesny? No, Szczesny is at J Medical. Of Kostic going on the plane and arriving at Juventus. Speaking about Kostic, he will have 2 different tickets, travel tickets, one for Helsinki and one for Torino. Why am I speaking about that? Because Juventus and Eintracht Frankfurt, they are negotiating, they are talking. Juventus wants the player as fast as possible. They already want him at Continassa tomorrow for the medical test, so that he can train in the afternoon with the team and potentially play already versus Sassuolo, while Eintracht Frankfurt, they are playing something that they were not even believing in, a Supercoppa, a European Super Cup versus Real Madrid, and they want their player, or we can already call him ex-player, still on the field. So let's see where he will travel to, Helsinki or Torino. We will try to follow the flights and the plane. They are not speaking only about the Kostic, but also about potential new arrivals. Muriel still increasing the odds, but also Depay that can free himself from Barcelona and coming for free to Juventus, but pay attention to his salary, that is quite high. Gazzetta dello Sport is indeed speaking about Depay with tutto aperto Inter and Juve, because the mercato from Inter and from Juve are still not closed. If Inter, they already bought the players that they needed, like Aslani, Bellanova, and Lukaku, they are still thinking about what will happen with their defense, because Skriniar could still go for a really high value and a really high money to Paris Saint-Germain. They are speaking about 65-70 million, so they could lose a big pioneer of their defense, with Juve waiting for new arrivals like maybe and probably Depay. That is the objective. The one that will not join Juventus, or looks like they will not, except of the big surprises of the end of the mercato, are Zaniolo, that is playing super well at Roma and found back his smile. Hey guys, when I told you that Zaniolo was important, was a good player, I know that some part of the people on the channel were criticizing me. No, Zaniolo is broken, he's not a great player anymore, we don't even know the position. Guys, he's doing well, he's doing really well, so pay attention for the people that are playing Fantasy League, pay attention to Zaniolo, but also Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. I think that we will have to say goodbye to the dream of the other Serbian player, and I think that we will remain with only 2 Serbians and not 3. Why? Because apparently Sarri is forced to make friendship between Luis Alberto, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and himself. We know that it's not always ideal between the trio there at Lazio. He will have to live with it, guys. Luxury problems for Sarri, really luxury problems. Another player that will not join Juve is Udogie, and I know that a lot of people will start to panic and they will start to hate, but it is what it is. Udogie will be bought by Tottenham for 20 plus add-ons, so it arrives at 26 million euro, a lot of money for the fullback from Udinese. The thing is that he will not join Tottenham immediately, he will continue to play at Udinese for 1 more year. Then you will all tell me, Beppe, we really missed it and Juventus is not a serious club, they had to go for him. You have to put everything in context. First of all, the words of Udogie that said not so long time ago, that they wanted to play, that he wanted to play in Premier League, so that's his will. And when a player wants to play in Premier League, what can you do about it? So that's one. Then also Udinese that said that they didn't want to sell the player immediately because they believe that the value of the player could increase and that he was not ready to leave. If you have a Tottenham that is coming with 26 million euro and saying you can keep it one more year, that means that if Juventus wanted him immediately in black and white, and not the one of Udinese but our own team, that means that probably they had to go with a 30-35 million euro offer for Udinese. That was really a lot of money, impossible for Juve to compete with that. Juventus has other sectors to complete as well, and that's why you see Juve di rincorsa, Juventus that is chasing the time probably, because you have to go fast with Kostic probably arriving today in the night or tomorrow morning, but also Fratesi, Depay, Paredes. Some decision will have to be taken there, and that's why probably we have an acceleration on Rabiot leaving the club. Galeone, the mentor of Allegri, is speaking in Gazzetta dello Sport with an interview saying that Max Allegri will probably not win the Scudetto if there are no changes in the mercato. He said that everyone was super optimistic and positive with the 3 signings, Bremer, Pogba, Di Maria, that they were believing that everything would have been fine with the continuing of the mercato, but it suddenly stopped. And at the moment, especially after the loss versus Atletico Madrid, Juventus is not ready to win the Scudetto. These are the words of Galeone, that is quite worried. Guys, I told you a lot of games will have to be played. It will be a sprint more than a marathon until the World Cup, with 21 games, 15 in Serie A, 6 in Champions League. That's 5 more games than last season, where we had in total 16 games with 12 of Serie A and 4 of Champions League. That will be one game every 4.3 days. That's really a lot. It will be really compact. Hopefully we don't have more injuries, and the good news is that Pogba, apparently his injury is less serious than everyone was thinking about. Words reported by Romeo Agresti. Juventus will have to do really fast to complete the team to compete versus Sassuolo, Spezia, Roma, Sampdoria and the other teams that will follow, because it will be a really compact calendar. And then the first opponent of Juventus will be Sassuolo. Yesterday, disaster for Sassuolo. First of all, on the pitch because they lost versus a Serie B team in Coppa Italia, a game that was not a friendly but a serious game. They lost 3-2 with nearly their complete team that was playing, like Berardi, for example. They are already eliminated by Coppa Italia. Berardi that was not so happy about the loss with the new number 10 on his back, because after the game he was nearly fighting with supporters. He wanted to come and to fight with the supporters of Sassuolo, not the supporters of the other team, but his own supporters that were blaming him for the game, but also some supporters that were reminding him the missed goals versus Macedonia when he was playing with Italy. Guys, we have to trust our players as well, the players that, like Bonucci said, from Wednesday we start again, and we have to turn that page and showing that we are Juve. Di Maria already on Instagram launching beautiful messages like Forza, io ci credo, Forza, I believe in it, saying that the preseason is over now. It starts to come from the 15th of August and Juventus will be ready. He's believing in it. If he believes in it, if Di Magia, if the Magic is believing it, I believe in it as well. Thank you for following the channel, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you don't forget to put that maximum of like and subscribe. Grazie, Forza, Juve.